listen to the thoughts and ideas. I wish them that they stay safe and healthy amidst this COVID situation. So, in terms of talking about today's topic, I hope my voice is clear and you guys can see my shared screen.
So your
So,
screen is visible, but we can't hear you properly. Sound is
okay,
coming.
is it better now?
Yes, much better.
Okay. So I'll just turn off my webcam and let everybody focus on the screen and the slides
Sure,
that we
sir,
are
sure.
going to talk
Yeah.
about. Okay, so when talking about today's topic, digital reinvention by business automation, in both the business and technology, automation now streamlines the functions that only a short time ago seemed impossible to automate. In fact, many organizations are moving from high touch manual processes to digital operations, not just to simply achieve goals in cost and efficiency, but also to encompass a customer centric focus on improving each user's experience. So, in today's session, I'm going to talk about the need for business to reinvent themselves through automation and also talk about that how they can reinvent these by taking on and reinvent journey. What are the strategical steps to be taken up in this digital reinvention? Of course, I will also be talking about the challenges to do so and covering the suggested action items to overcome those challenges. But before I proceed further, let me spend few minutes to share my understanding about the terms like digitization, digitalization, digital transformation, and their association with business automation, and which are used now these days quite often and quite frequently. Let's understand what these terms are. Are they just about inserting technology into existing processes? Is it about replacing paper or people? Is there really a difference, or it's just a matter of degree? Is it just an extending automation? There are so many doubts around it. There are so many questions around it. So let me recall that Gartner uses digitalization to emphasize that the goal is to create and deliver new values to customers, not just to improve what is already being done or offered. For example, if I take a very simple example, if the register that teachers uses during their class to manually record the students attendance or to keep the track record of the progress that students are making, if I replace that register within tablet, I'm not doing the automation in a correct way. I'm not providing any new value to the customers, be it the teachers, be it the students. Creating this value requires a complete rethinking about the work itself. So, all right, so far as understanding the terms is concerned, this is clear, but can we take some of the examples to get a better understanding of that? So, for example, if we talk about digitization, you can simply say it is just a conversion of analog data to its digital form. If I may take up a very simple example, converting from an analog VHS cassettes to CD, DVD, or Blu-ray discs containing digital data, or if I'm scanning a paper document and saving it on computer in digital form, maybe like a PDF, that is digitization. It's simply the conversion of product to digital format and the concomitant inventions that ensue. Digitalization, on the other hand, promotes the customer centric approach. For example, if I'm uploading the same PDF document from my computer's hard drive to the cloud and sharing it with many people to analyze the data, or if I'm uploading digital movies from CD, DVD, or Blu ray disc to online services so that people can download or rent them, that is then digitalization. It is the innovation of business models and processes that exploits digital opportunities. Digital transformation is a transformation of business activities processes, products, and models to fully leverage the opportunities of digital technologies. And automation plays a very key role here. So if I take up the same example where I'm streaming movies online, however, with an intent of collecting data from clients to analyze it, prepare individual recommendation, offers, and advertisement, it is the digital transformation that I'm doing. So it's a system level restructuring of economies, institutions, and society that occurs through digital diffusion. But the question remains, okay, we understand the terms, we understand digitization, digitalization, and digital transformation, but why should we need to reinvent our business models? As per the latest technology sector in India 2020 report by NASSCOM, they suggest that there would be 5 key mega trends that would be in demand. And let's understand these mega trends, which would help us to ignite the need for reinventing our business model. The first and foremost mega trend that is reported is an Asian economic eminence. There would be homes to 90% of new middle class or urbanities, and these would be new age homes that would be yielding 50% of global GDP by 2030. Asia will become largest consumption base for digital native mobile first consumers. Similarly, mass urbanization and hyper personalization is going to be the another trend that would be in demand. Two-thirds of the world will live in cities. Urbanization will create hyper-local clusters with distinct need. There would be environment sustainability stress as well, and there would be enormous data that is going to be generated. It is still getting generated, and it would continue to grow, which will lead to data-led economy. The global data volumes will continue to grow exponentially, and end users assuming full control of their data may lead to the rise of the data barter economy. There would be disrupted future of work. The work will be disrupted due to automation and machines working in cohesion with humans through technology assisted and skill based work cultures. Addressing these megatrends will require unprecedented control action from governments, corporates, and citizens and technology. So technology is going to emerge as the foundation for success. So these are some mega trends which are being reported that are going to be in demand, that is going to redesign, reinvent the way the business are operating, the way the business models are currently in place. And to meet up these demands, there would be a definite support from technologies as well, as technology would be emerging as a foundation for success. And what is happening around technology, if we take a glimpse on that, there has been a plummeting technology cost. If you think smartphones, sensors, internets, industrial robots, etc., you would see a declining trend towards their cost. And this lower price is leading to data explosion and connectedness. You would be surprised to note that mobile devices alone are generating 120 exabytes of data. The volume of big data in India alone is expected to grow eightfold by 2025. Due to connectedness, companies are transforming business models and are enabling new customer experiences. The breakthrough in the advanced technologies such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, quantum computing, blockchain are generating combinatorial effects to the companies. And according to the same NASSCOM report, technology will emerge as the foundation for success, and there would be 9 interconnected, rapidly evolving, high-impact digital technologies like big data analytics, cloud computing, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, 3D printing, robotics, blockchains, and immersive media would be very much in demand. So now we understand that technology is providing a huge factor in terms of digitizing the business models. There are huge potentials, and in COVID situation, most of our industrialists have felt that and have prepared towards it. Those who have not yet started their digital reinvention journey, they are seriously thinking about it. But one thing which I think we are missing over here, we have talked about the terms, we have talked about the need to reinvent, but what is an business automation then? But before we take a deep dive into business automation, if the previous slides haven't given you a good insight, let us take up and see some of the facts which are coming up from an IBM Global C-suite study, in which it states that 55% of C-suite executives says consumer influence business strategy. It's the consumer who is influencing business strategy. 64% of business executives believe new business model will impact their industries more profoundly than ever before. 58% of C-suite executives expects new technology to reduce barriers to entry. And if that's not more, 69% of executives expects more cross-industry competition. The customer demands are being driven by adoption of design thinking, automation, innovation, and cognitive solutions. Analytics, automation, cloud are creating new focused revenue streams and business models, be it in form of content creation or moderation or financial crime and fraud detection or reduction, and be it in form of supply chain management or into manufacturing industries. Some of the taken up initiatives in technology trends are now getting digitally transformed. Like the legacy technologies are now transforming into platform-based solutions. The process-oriented solutions are now transforming into design thinking. Manual interventions are leading towards intelligent automation, and the way the business were using the ad hoc data for their analysis is now getting transformed into data analytics models. That ignites our thought, the very need of reinventing our business models to be as customer centric as possible and to be able to generate new revenue streams and to be able to scale up on customer demands. But it comes to business automation, it often is being talked about in conjunction with business process management. And we will be talking about some of the pitfalls and some of the fears around business automation, which prevents, or maybe I would say holds up our business leaders to take up their digital reinvention journey. So business automation in conjunction with business process management is a discipline involving any combination of modeling, automation, execution, control, measurement, and optimization of business activity flows in support of enterprise goals, spanning systems, employees, customers, and partners within and beyond the enterprise boundaries. It is a model in which the processes are identified, they are designed, they are modeled, they are developed, they tested and deployed. The plan gets executed, it is analyzed, and then again it is further optimized, and this cycle goes on. And businesses are doing this cycle just to achieve, not only to reduce any headcount, or we can say not just to achieve cost efficiency, but to be as customer centric as possible, to achieve operational excellence, the reliability, highly available as per growing customer needs, and embarking upon a data generated insight and analyze it to optimize and expand further. There are definitely some of the pitfalls which are holding up the organization or even the industry leaders to take on their business automation journey. And when it comes to automating the processes, there are questions like what processes needs to be automated? Do I need to automate every process in my industry? And the answer is no. The thing is, business needs to know what are the business requirements. The company needs to know what are business requirements. There should be a planned process discovery phases, and automation needs to be in alignment with companies' short-term and long-term goals. Automation will result into digital data. So they must plan to generate that data which they can use. There should be a clarity on budget, which is an often a missed item and often turns out to be a pitfall during business automation, that there should be clarity on the budget for ongoing maintenance. When the things are going to get automated, the data is going to be generated in the cloud, and that data would be used for further analysis. There would be an ongoing maintenance cost as well. And the clarity on the budget, whether it is coming up from the mainstream budget or whether it is being funded by some other project, that needs to be in place. And one of the major misconception about automation is that it leads to headcount reduction. We need to reinforce this fact that this is not about headcount reduction. This is yet another tool to complement team for more innovative and value-added activities. And I am not afraid to say that sometimes an automated solution might not reduce cost per se, but it still meet broader business goals. It still paves the path for business to reinvent their digital journey and then take on some more revenue avenues. It's actually a cultural shift rather than just another organization initiative. And it should always be complemented by diligent documentation and knowledge management systems. And this is required because if there are any technological updates, then business should not get trapped into those. They have a diligent documentation and knowledge management system which will help them to meet up these technological updates and challenges related to them. And there are definitely benefits of business automation. And when I talk about benefits of business automation, it's not just cost optimization. It is an overall operational excellence by increased productivity. It is performance efficiency by having a faster turnaround. And of course, cost optimization is there, but it should not be looked from an headcount reduction perspective. There isn't reliability because there would be fewer errors made. It will scale fast. The systems are going to be resilient and they would be fault tolerant. There would be better team collaboration. And from the compliance of security perspective, it would be easier for businesses to comply to the security guidelines. What business would get out of automating would be an ample of power backed up by data analytics. The data and key performance indicators would provide useful insight that business can use to get much improved customer experience. So this is all about business automation. We understand how to reinvent our digital journey. What are the reasons behind it? Why should somebody go with that? Why business should think about it? What are benefits of business automation? But the question that remains is, what is the strategy to do so? What are the core imperative strategical steps that a business could take in terms of reinventing their business model, in terms of automating their businesses, in terms of embarking upon a successful digital journey? And we have thought of sharing with you. And the first challenge or the first strategical imperative that a business would take up would be digitizing the core. The companies needs to digitize their core business, engineering and production systems to drive new levels of efficiency. And before I dive deep, let me share one of the very beautiful case study about Bajaj Electricals with you guys, who has successfully digitized one of their core business or the augmented part of their routine business. Bajaj Electricals has replaced its manual bill discounting process with blockchain systems developed by Yes Bank. Now all the transactions are paperless and the cycle for bill discounting has been reduced from 4 to 5 days to almost real time. Yes Bank in turn partnered with IBM and fintech startup called as Katina for developing solutions. And the solutions uses Hyperledger, smart contracts, and has created an permissioned, or you can call closed loop blockchains for this. There have been challenges in terms of taking this first strategical imperative, and the challenges are are frictions between the legacy IT systems and emerging technology. There could be poor alignment across C-suite on key issues. There could be high upfront cost and short execution times, and that could eventually lead to unreasonable expectations. The items one could take up as an action item could be to develop an overall roadmap to spearhead digitalization. Business could build a succinct, convincing narrative. They could seed digital champions in every business unit and work with business unit heads to identify pain points where automation can be most beneficial. They can deploy suitable technologies to automate identified tasks and processes. And they can start with pilot with an aim to scale successful pilot across organization. The second strategical imperative would be innovating new business model. The companies are required to create new business model to drive differentiated value for their clients and new revenue streams for themselves. And here I would like to share another classic example from Mahindra Tractors. Mahindra Tractors, which is a subsidiary of Mahindra Group, launched Tringo, a farm equipment sharing platform that offers tractors and other equipments on pay-per-use basis. It's truly an Uber for farmers. The services lets farmer reserve tractors from the fleet that includes both company-owned tractors and those owned by other farmers. So Mahindra has created a new business model to drive differentiated value. And look at the scale to which they are reaching. They are reaching down towards farmers. And the challenges in terms of innovating new business models could be building a unique and differentiated as a service business model. When we say as a service business model, it could be sounding similar to the cloud computing models where we say platform as a service or software as a service. Similarly, a business also needs to think about as a service business model. There could be an extensive research and development time required to do so, and that could lead to high cost of development. What a business could do to overcome these challenges is to identify the outcomes businesses are keen to build in their digital customer value proposition. They should leverage the new IT and digital architecture to underpin as a service business models. They should ensure that agile and scalable delivery of offerings and should always rigorously examine the optimal combination of digital technologies best suited to develop and automate. With this, we will be moving to the next strategical imperative, which is focusing on customer experience. Companies needs to use their investment capacity to drive new hyper-personalized experiences for customer. And when we talk about hyper-personalized experiences, we can immediately think about the solutions provided by Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, and some of the in the retail industry, some of the malls have also adopted towards such kind of solution which provides hyper personalized experience. Like Netflix uses the customer data to identify their interest area basis the last movies they watched and provides a recommendation. Soon will be the days where when you enter a mall and you will receive a message saying that today is your spouse birthday, this is the articles which would be best suited, have a look. This is another classical example of providing hyper personalized experiences. that would eventually leads towards providing new business avenues and of course increasing the sales. But there are challenges in doing so. Generating useful cross-functional insight from the collected data is one of the biggest challenge. Business would see, okay, how to identify what are the useful cross-functional insights which we can collect from the available data. There could be inadequate connect between product development and insights team. How to identify and deploy the right digital touchpoints. And the action items that one could consider to overcome these challenges is to first establish an analytics team, collaborate with different processes and business teams to extract insight from the data to achieve differentiated outcomes. Business could help product teams to identify experiences customer desired with the help of digital technologies. And they could work with the product development teams to create intuitive, smart touchpoints across the product lifecycle. The next one is building a digital ready workforce. Now, when a business is embarking upon a digital reinvention journey through automating their businesses, they also need to hire, train, as well as retain talent with digital ready skills and encourage active collaboration between people and machines. And I would like to share here an example and case study from Tata Steel. As a part of its plan to prepare the organization for the future uh, ready digital skills, it has fostered one-to-one relationship between millennial workers and the more experienced leadership team. This relationship enables and reverse mentoring program. The Tata Steel's digital initiative have been honored with the Business Transformer of the Year award at the 14th edition of CIO 100 India Symposium, which was held in Pune. But to make the workforce digital ready, there are challenges in terms of identifying a comprehensive portfolio for future ready digital skills. What is a portfolio for future ready digital skills looks like? How ensuring that skills training keeps pace with the technology updates? There could be resistance within the organization to the changing nature of roles because we are trying to do a cultural transformation here. And the action that could be taken up is the business could work, the companies would work with the CHRO and the functional teams to identify the core digital skills required to drive more efficient and customer centric outcomes. Design customized training programs in collaboration with functional leads. Expose the organization to the best of digital exemplars through external networks. And focus on automation of repetitive tasks to improve worker productivity. If the worker's productivity is not improved through automation of repetitive tasks, how would they get the time needed to upgrade their skills and become digital ready? The last but one strategical imperative would be building new ecosystems. The company needs to create a robust ecosystem of suppliers, distributors, startups, and customers. And these relationships can help scale rapidly across the digital value chain. But the challenges coming in this path would be managing varying levels of digital maturity among backend and front-end partners. Businesses needs to ensure that there is an active cross-functional participation in an open innovative initiative, and to ensure that these challenges are being met diligently, businesses facilitates mutual value generating interaction across different ecosystem partners with the help of digital platforms. They find ways of making various businesses and operations team interact with the key players in the innovative system. They develop an open innovation agenda for the company and build a culture of experimentation and openness to the ideas from outside across different parts of the organization. And last but not the least, the strategical imperative would be pivot wisely. The companies needs to pivot towards and reinvent with digital strategy, and they must strike a careful balance between investments in new business versus the core businesses. And the goal is to synchronize innovation and growth. And the challenges here specifically would be reluctance of C-suite executives to adopt digital, and that could be more in case if the business is performing well and the current technological architecture is adequate, then why should be a need to take up these initiatives? The business C-suite executives would demand justifying the creation of new digital platform and performance matrices. The business needs to define and validate benchmarks for comparison of digital initiatives. And the items that can be taken up to address these challenges would be work with the functional teams to identify the core digital skills which are required to drive more efficient and customer-centric outcomes. Design customer training programs in collaboration with functional leads. Expose the organization to the best of digital exemplars through external networks. And focus on automation of repetitive tasks to improve workers' productivity. When we have been talking about these 6 imperatives, one question could come up mind. This this entire laundry list looks like a very daunting task, and we are very sensitive towards time, and time is of an essence. We are talking about doing digital reinvention in a quick span of time. Few of the items that have been repeatedly come as an action item to overcome challenges into different strategical imperatives were like focusing on automation of repetitive tasks, driving and cultural change in the organization, preparing a clear roadmap of digital transformation to spearhead the digital initiatives, making a digital ready workforce. So many things business needs to do, so many new ecosystem needs to be developed, the environmental change needs to be brought up, and how could somebody expect to be done in a very fast way? And to do so, most of the organization they take a strategic step here. They take in help of the enablers. The larger organization either appoints an CDO role or they tie their hands with technology partners who takes the digital journey to the success. The technology partner who has experience in taking organization to this successful venture. And this is a key and strategic decision towards digital reinvention. Pratham Software PSI in Jaipur, Rajasthan is one of such trusted partners. If we look at the survey offerings from PSI, we have been helping organization in terms of product engineering, enterprise app development and maintenance, data analytics and intelligence, digital transformations, clouds and Salesforce initiatives, business process management, mobile application, and providing testing as a services as well. When it comes to solution offering, it is a plethora of the entire technology and frameworks that Pratham has their expertise in and has been helping organization in their digital transformation journey, which is falling into their timelines, which is falling into their budget. Whether picking up the right technological platforms and frameworks, be it in open source or be it into an commercial product, Pratham has got their expertise on it. And it's not just people, a group of people or a company of people having an extreme technological expertise. Pratham also house various talented business analysts and domain expertise scientists who are cognizant, okay, what step needs to be taken up in a digital transformation journey. In terms of their product engineering snapshot, Pratham has a project size ranging from 5 to 75 plus people and have delivered 15 plus leading products so far. And 95% of their customer are repeat clients. which shows the trust and confidence client has on the capabilities of Pratham team. And it's not just spread to one specific area of expertise. Pratham has been given their expertise into various business domains, be it financial, fintech industry, or transportation and logistics, hospitality and travel, e-commerce, medical technologies, gas and energy. Pratham has helped many of the startups from taking their journey from an ideation to proof of concepts, delivering a most valuable product. And these days there is a term which is called as market lovable products, MLP as well, and scale up to attain an status of an enterprise organization with their products being in market, doing well over a number of years now. Pratham has also been helping by doing some investment and has done some excellent work in terms of predictive modeling, in terms of developing an early warning platform for financial institutions and banks, in terms of having a cognitive science and developing chatbots, in terms of analytics and BI. So that's a Pratham is a right partner for any business to take up their digital transformation journey, helping them reinventing their business automation digitally, finding out through process discovery and gap analysis section what are smart touch points they need to gather, which are going to help in their digital journey. There is a plethora of technological stacks which Pratham is capable of, and I won't invest much time into this and would come up to the summary of my session today. Uh, and in my view, the businesses that masters the art of combining digital technologies for top line and bottom line growth will be best positioned to compete and meet the challenges of digital disruption in their industry. The long-term winners will be companies that understand that digital reinvention is a journey. Companies that embark on this journey today will emerge as in digital winners of tomorrow. With this, I would like to thank you for listening to me patiently, and I would pause here now to take up all the questions and queries if you have regarding today's topic. I have with me Mr. Sumit Srivastava, who is head for the Center of Excellence in Microsoft Technologies, who is with me, and he would be moderating on our Q&A session.
Thank you very much, Rishi, and thanks for sharing such a wonderful information with us. In present scenario, business automation indeed is a real necessity for business growth. Actually, I would like to give my sincere thanks to audience for such a overwhelming response. I can see number of questions here, but due to time constraint, I will take few for you, Rishi. So first question is from Nupur Anand, and the question is, any open source business process management tool?
Okay, thanks Nupur for asking this. Sumit, am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay. So the question is, what are the tools for business process management, if I understood that right? Pratham has experience on working on plethora of tools and products for this. That includes open source as well as some commercial tools as well. Like from an open source perspective, we have tools like Activity. Decisions is completely open source, but Activity, Bonita Soft, and JBPM are one of the tools which we use to automate business processes in a real quick manner. And when we automate these processes, we just not automate the processes. These tools, we use these tools also to generate the key performance indicators, aggregate data points, which can later on be used to analyze that data and bring more outcomes from it. In terms of commercial, Pratham has got experience in IBM BPM decisions, and have also worked on developing a platform by itself, which was then owned by some other company. The platform was known as Savion earlier.
Thank you very much, Rishi. I think this is a good information for Nipur. And the next question I'm taking from Durgesh Khatana. And the question is,
Okay.
can you share any example where PSI has helped organization in digital reinvention?
Yeah, and thank you, Durgesh, for asking this. This is a really very good question. PSI has taken up a numerous initiative in helping organization doing their digital transformation. I would like to example one here, where there was one of the biggest due diligence company in, I would say, in the world. They were optimizing their processes, and Pratham has not only done a process discovery analysis, suggested an optimized business processes which could be scaled up, which are simple but they can be scaled up when demand. They have done the process discovery, process designing, modeling, and then also have helped them in terms of identifying the right data points, defining the technology stack that is going to help them in quickly turning up this digital journey, doing the capacity planning for them in terms of hardware and in terms of infrastructure that they are going to need for this. Also performing the automated and manual testing, and also doing the performance testing in terms of justifying and gaining the matrices which are required for this digital transformation, and then also helping them in their ongoing support and maintenance. So that's a complete transformation journey where Pratham's expertise was quite commendable. And I would like to share one stat that before this transformation happened, the business was able to process 80 cases in a day, and that after optimization jumped up to processing 10,000 cases in a day across 8 different branch offices for that company. So that's a complete journey, and it wasn't taking years and years to complete. This was done well within the time, and within a phased manner, where a proof of concept was created, values got delivered, and business understood the outcomes of it, and then we scaled up further.
Right. Thank you very much, Rishi. And the next question I will take from Sahaya Lewis. And the question is, what is the budget for a startup retail unit for PI automation tool?
Well, defining and straightforward budget could be a challenge. This because it would needs to companies like PSI would needs to understand that what are all things that are required to be automated. What are the touch points that a business want to create? What are the utilization of those touch points? And of course, it would be driven by the budget that a startup has. So it is not like we are proposing an commercial solution for startups which perhaps in their early stages they cannot afford. We are quite sensitive towards it, and we have worked with startups in past also, and are in fact working, and we understand their culture and the mindset and the budget constraints they might feel, and then accordingly suggest an methodical approach in terms of approaching towards their analytical issues. I hope I was able to answer.
All right.
If not,
Yeah, thank you, Rishi. And I think Sahaya got the answer. So looking at the time, I would like to take one more question here, probably the last for you, Rishi. This is from Madhusudan Singh. The question is, have PSI done any automation work in manufacturing industry?
oh wow, fantastic! Thanks, Madhusudan, for asking this. Yes, PSI has done multiple initiatives in manufacturing industry as well. I would like to quote one example here. This was one of the largest mobile manufacturing company for which we have worked, and they were transforming their purchase order processes in terms of although they were using an ERP suite at that time, or which was pertaining to Oracle's workers buyer's workbench, and instead of buyer's workbench was posing some of the limitations, and they were not able to transform their processes well. So Pratham has stepped in there, understood the processes, and helped them in terms of automating them. Not just automating those processes, but also giving them an digital roadmap that what all KPI points can be placed. Another example that I would like to take up from one of the subsector of manufacturing industry, which was into managing the stocks and reconciling them. Pratham has developed an automated solution in that as well. And I do recall that Pratham has also done an kind of an making the company's workforce digital ready by delivering them sessions, helping them understand how the nature of roles are transforming, and getting away the fear of headcount reduction out of their mind. I hope I was able to answer.
Right. Uh, so, Rishi, I'm not able to hear you now.
Can you hear me, Sumit, now?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So before concluding, this last question, one more question pop up. Probably we have some time to answer this question as well. So this question is from Mr. S. Ramesh, and the question is planning to start online grocery store. How best your company help?
Yeah. So if you're planning to start an online grocery store, yes, we can definitely help you. We would start with the business objectives, process discovery, and would share our experiences on working on the similar domain, trying to know the scope of work and keeping in mind the long-term and short-term objectives. We would propose an technological stack that you could best choose for, and placing an overall digital roadmap in discussion with you, how we can take up this platform to a newer heights using the technological frameworks and experience that we have got. Maybe after this session, maybe you can write back to us and we could share some detailed material on that.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Ramesh, and thank you, Rishi, for answering these questions. Over to you. This is done from question section.
Thank you, Sumit, and thank you everyone